Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for another edition of the All-American Farm. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. Continuing on with the harvest, these guys are just rocking through this field right here. We got both of the John Deere right here. He's currently unloading. I changed the style of the Crampy Bandit here. Apparently this particular one is the biggest one, it seems like. It holds about 50,000 liters in this particular style, so there, 45,000, so almost 50,000 liters in this style, which is good. So that means they have to do fewer trips and able to continually unload the combine, which is fantastic. So that's what they've been doing for the time being. They're continually doing that, which is great. And a little bit of micromanagement, not too much here, but it seems to be working well with having these two combines with hard workers. It's not always the optimal use, but it is working right now. As you can see, this is what happens when they stop sometimes. They just kind of sit here and wait for those guys to come over and unload them. I think what's happened is the other combine's 25%. Yeah, so he's 50%, so that's the reason why that guy came over here first. I suppose I could have them on specific combines, one each, and that might work well, I suppose. But this seems to be doing okay. Why does it look so strange right there? I suppose that could be okay. But let's just where is it? Is it the Fent that's unloading? Yeah, check out how fast these things unload. They just do that. So that's because they have the I'm not sure what you call it, but the floor that moves, moving floor, I don't know. But because of that, they don't actually need a tip. They just need to pop the back open, and then the floor moves forward and just unloads really quickly, actually. So, but they're pretty cool. So these things will work for chaff as well, which is nice. So if we get around to chaffing again, that will be pretty darn awesome with these two things. And we could usually also use the crone over there. Speaking of the crone, our speed rower, or wind rower, is done. So we're gonna go ahead and let's put the dualies on. I don't know why, but I always like seeing the dualies on this tractor. He's done, so we're gonna go ahead and get this guy set up, and I'm not going to bail it this time, just because I don't want to manually pick them up. That's the primary reason why. What I'll do is, that's the right one, and did I set up a field 6 unload for, probably not. F2 unload straw? No, it's going to get in the way. Alright, so what I'll need to do is I'll need to set up a course for this guy to unload the grass directly into our feed complex. So I'll do that right now. So it's funny, the new episode of I guess Iron Horse went live today, and I've been seeing a couple of random comments. There was one comment that was all in caps, and I was like, an all in caps comment, those are never good. I read it a couple times. It was I guess the guy wanted me to. He was saying that I didn't need to necessarily get a no-till seeder, which is true. I don't necessarily need to. So I think what he's referring to is the fact that if I get something bigger, it'll most likely be no-till. And he was saying it doesn't have to be no-till, but which is true. But in a lot of cases, it just seems to be the case, I think. I'm just going to stick off the road here, just because I can drive faster off the road. That's the reason why I'm doing it this particular way. What's going to be the best way to go through the main yard here? Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know, actually. It might actually be to... how do I think of this? Because they go around... Yes, let's do it this way. So we'll kind of follow the flow of traffic, is my thought here. Because if we follow the flow of traffic, then we can, if we get in the way or something's in the way, it won't be a problem. Like, they won't be going in opposite directions, which is good because then they can do what they need to do. Oh, we should deal with that manure too. We'll do that in a second. So the fantastic part about this is you just drive up on here and unload it straight into there, which I love. And then what we'll do here is we'll just take a little turn right here, and we should be okay as long as we go in the same direction as all the other traffic. We should be okay. But I want to make sure this guy can refuel, because if he runs into a situation where he runs out of fuel, which is quite possible because the amount of trips he's probably going to be doing is probably a lot, I imagine, so I think at least. I'm not 100%. We did get 29 bales at 6,000 liters of bale, so if that's any indication as to how much grass we're going to get off of this. So I suppose this is the way they would do it in Europe. They would just chop it down and put it straight into one of these forage wagons, I suppose. Now, we're not in Europe on this map, but the only reason I'm doing this, like I can specify once again, is just because it's way quicker. And I don't have to follow it or do it myself, I suppose. Would be one way of thinking about it. Alright, so this was F6. Field 6. Let's see. F6. Unload grass. Perfect. Alright, so let's just put these two courses together. What is he? The rowing? That one and that one. And we'll call this F6 forage unload. Sweet. So set him in fieldwork mode, set him on the first point, and he should do his thing. And that'll be it. Let's move this speed rower out of the way. He's just chilling out here. Inevitably, he will be in the way there. But for now, I'm just leaving him out here in the field. It doesn't look very good. Oh well. How are these guys doing? Oh, that's one problem, I guess. Yikes. Could you imagine if that happened in real life? Ugh. I would hope someone wouldn't be that silly, but stranger things have happened, right? So the nice thing about having these guys on automatic is they will switch back and forth between which combine needs to be unloaded. So right now that one's good to go. This one obviously is full, so he is waiting here. And because the Fent was already in the field, that's the reason why he just came over to this one. But because they're not in course play, I'll have to manually set them to go again, which is one of the downfalls, I suppose, of not using course play, but it still works. Alright, so once he starts unloading, I'll just dismiss the worker and then hire the worker again. There we go. Perfect. And that's how you can just get around that, I suppose. Just like that. Excellent. That guy, we don't need him. Don't need him. Don't need him. This guy. So, I had this guy, as you recall from the last episode, I bought the Burgo trailer, because that's the way it should be. Someone pointed that out not too long ago, so I was like, yeah, they're right. So, I picked this thing up. So let's set this up in the correct manner. I don't have a refill course. See, the problem is, this particular seeder doesn't refill very nicely from something else. What could I... Do I have that? I don't know if I even have that service trailer. It may not work the way I want it to, anyways. Actually, I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but... We'll just set him to seeding for the time being. So let's set him to, I think it was 20.5. Even though this seeder apparently is 20... it's supposed to be at least 22 meters. In order to make it so it doesn't miss anything, you actually have to set it to 20.5 is what I discovered, which is slightly annoying. But just the way it is. Northeast, heading south, headland, after, generate course. Perfect. Now set him to first waypoint, fertilizing and seeding. And let's line this guy up here. So because he is fertilizing and seeding, I'll have to keep an eye on it just to make sure that it has enough of both. But it should be okay. Alright, and let's watch. See if it doesn't do his circles in the first point. No, oh no, that's not bad actually at all. So as you can see, like it's already starting to use up the fertilizer, which is the downfall of this type of setup, but it does work. Excellent. Ah, stop, stop, stop. It's on grass. Whoa, that was close. That would have been a whole field of grass I didn't need. Whew. Oh, goodness. Sugar beets? No, we don't need sugar beets. Let's turn that thing off back there. Oh, goodness, that was too funny. Oats. No, there's no oats. Wheat. Can't even harvest sugar beets yet. Potatoes. We could do potatoes, I suppose, but this wouldn't be a terrible field for potatoes. But it's long. It's not terribly big, but I think I'll forego with potatoes. Barley. Canola. Not grass. Let's do corn. Sure, we have a corn header. We might as well use it. That's too funny. As if I just started with grass. Now I almost have to buy a... a plow just for that one little section there now. Oh well. At least we've solved the problem early. Could you imagine if I hit go and then just let it do its thing and then I walked away? Oh man. I'd have been like, facepalm. Oh well. We're good to go now. Set to corn. He'll be fertilizing and planting all at the same time. We'll never get that little strip back unless we plow it. We could probably reduce this speed by quite a bit because that's slightly unrealistic. Now the funny thing is, when you slow it down, what happens is you end up using more fertilizer, which is the interesting thing I've discovered. How are these guys doing? Oh, well. Oh, they're not doing too badly, I guess. We'll have to do the same thing on the other field on the other side there. Have these guys running back and forth like that. That'll be pretty good. How is this guy doing? Not too bad. So he's got 42,000 liters so far. He's going on a nice clip. What is he doing? 15K? 25K, I should say. That's what I would say. 25 kilometers, but he's not doing too badly, I guess. But that's the nice thing about using Courseplay with this, is because I don't have to pick up any bales now, which is nice. And it's really easy to give your cows grass. And unfortunately, as you get into without a mixing station, I guess, using the small mixer we have is a slightly tedious, I guess. It does work, mind you, but it does take slightly more time. And having said that, let's go ahead and get a placeable mixing station. We might as well. This is the new version of it where you can actually move the arm, which is really cool. We could get this too. We don't have a... If we even have a trailer that can transport manure, now that I think about it. Let's get one of these, because we're going to need one of these eventually, because I probably will get more cows too. Where's a good spot for it? Can't place it there, eh? Well, this is the same thing I'm running into with the... I could place it way over here. I kind of want to place it close to where the actual stuff is. That would be nice, but I can't place it anywhere around here. I'm not going to place it in the chickens. That's kind of out of my way. All over here, apparently. This is the same thing. I could place it there, but that's going to be my way for sure. Not a convenient spot. Not a convenient spot. I guess this is going to be the best place over here. See how... Where's the spot where I can start to put it down? No, 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 no. Right here, apparently. Wonder why it's only right there, though. That is out of the way, and I don't think we have any traffic going through, so it's not necessarily a bad place for it. Yeah, I guess it's as good as any place, but it's just a long... The reason why I don't want to put it there is just because it's a long haul from where all our bales of straw and hay are. Where is going to be a good place, then? I guess that's the... It's the only place we're allowed to put it, unless I put it in a field, I guess. I can only put it in a field I own. That's weird. Yeah, put it up here. Not there, not there. Yeah, oh well, we'll put it there for the time being. Alright, let's put it somewhere that's not in the chickens, but... that should be good. Trying to make it square, but you really can't make it square very easily. There. Good enough. Alright, so this guy's doing his unload course. This is the joy of this, so I was totally fiddling around with that. I know what I'll do now. Let's just take this and put it right into that mixing station right now. We might as well. We're halfway there already, so... So the reason why I got the mixing station is because we've been good for now for the time being, but if we get more cows, like I want to probably increase the number of cows we get by another 50 at least, so if we do that, we will run into a situation where we're going to need more, always needing more. But the chickens are still good, which is excellent. We're not in their way at all, I don't think. Look at all those chickens. Let's go ahead, and that, I guess that's another good reason to put it over here, because it makes that awful sound when you're around it. Alright, that's probably good to go now. Hopefully it won't fully empty, because there's no free space left, because it does only take 50,000 liters for those people who remember. And this thing carries 60,000 liters, so that's the reason why it didn't work. And let's set this guy on his way. Once we get him into a good spot, he should be good to go. And then we should go check on our case. It's funny, I've never used that. I don't think I've ever used that particular case before. I think I checked it out once. I'm like, that's not so bad. But it's actually pretty cool. That's good. We're going back the other way, whatever. Gonna have to take one of these guys out. So, how's he doing? Oh, he's done a pass already. That's not so bad. I don't think I really need to do the headland, I don't think. But the problem is with corn, you'll have corn stalks sticking up on the end, and that's the reason why I just wanted to do it. But he might be able to 20% one pass. It's a bit on the high side. We'll see. I bet you most of that is the fertilizer, so what I can do actually is while I'm chilling out here and not do anything particular, I can get this guy and record a anhydrous supply route, or anhydrous, not anhydrous. Oh man, I don't know why I say that. Get this guy to do a little supply run for him so we can at least get some fertilizer. But the problem is going to be this seed actually. I do have those. I do have the trailers that will fill up the seed, but even with I did try it on this one on the previous map on Central Kansas, and it did not work unfortunately, so it made me a bit sad because that was a cool little feature. That was going to be something I was going to be able to do, but unfortunately it did not work that way. There we go. Doesn't help when your mouse is on the other screen, or your mouse pointer I should say. Alright, so let's just take a little turn here like so, and we'll set this guy up on his way. What's going to be the best route? Let's just make sure we have a good starting spot here. There we go. Start course here. Just going to drive straight, and what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of a UE out here. So we need to go in the other direction anyways, so that should be wide enough. I just want to make sure he gets fuel as well, because he is running low anyways, so it's always a good thing to keep in mind about fuel levels in your vehicles. I've actually had vehicles run out of fuel in the field just because, like, I walked away from the computer or something like that, and then what's happened is, because I've walked away from the computer for a bit, it's like they'll just keep idling because I have the manual ignition mod on. They'll just keep sitting there idling, and you just run out of fuel. It's not fun, but it does happen from time to time, so. Alright. So we actually have a pretty large farm now. We've got, what, 4 fields now? Where is going to be a good spot to... on this side of the road or that side of the road? Maybe on that side. Let's, actually, you know what? We'll go on this side, and then he'll just do a little loop around. We'll cross the road, but at least we'll be kind of out of his way a little bit. I think. Yeah, good. Got the waiting point as there, and then it'll also give us a chance to turn around a bit better. Because it's more likely that you're going to pull off the side of the road and turn around, right? Rather than, I suppose. Not really. Not with a semi-truck. Let's be honest here. It's a nice thought, but I don't think you'd actually do that. So what was this? F6, I think this was? 11, so that's field 11, so we'll get that guy set up here. I do like this truck. I like the way it sounds. I think that's my favorite part about this truck is like the way it sounds, because the gear shifting is really cool inside of it, and this feature is fantastic as well. Although you have to pay attention to where you're driving. The only thing I don't like is that you can run into things without realizing, which is the bad part. Because I guess maybe it doesn't have any collision or something on the front of it. I don't know. Can't remember exactly what it's called, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. All right, so let's just take this little turn in here and drive right here, and there you go. Perfect. So let's call that F11 supply and hydrous. I think that's how you spell it. Yes. Whew. So set this guy to do his thing, like so, and he'll just continually, he'll sit there. But now we need to figure out the seed problem. Oh, that was kind of weird. I was like, what is that? I realized it was a truck. Let's go check out these guys again. Just, they're actually doing fairly well. They're progressing a lot better than I thought they were going to be honest with you. I guess it's because we do have them set so slow because they're set like at a nice level, a speed I should say, not level. Because they are set at that nice speed. That's the reason why these guys are able to keep up relatively easily. So let's do that, and let's do that. This guy's doing a really weird like jittery thing. So it's like doing this on the screen when it's driving. I don't know why. And this guy is still doing that. Excellent. This is good. This is why courseplay for using this type of scenario with courseplay is nice, because you can just do it like this. If I were using the standard Crone baler and the auto stacker, then I could use courseplay, but for this scenario. So this is just like a secondary input. So we have lots. This is like in case we run into bales, which I don't think we ever really will, but it's possible. We do have 150 cows, so it is possible, right? I guess. Alright. Don't need to fertilize anything. The moment that guy's doing that. Excellent, excellent. Peterbilt duels in the overload point. This is good. So, I realize we actually don't need this potato seeder anymore. Because we have something else. We have this, and this. We're doing fairly well, actually. We don't need this either. Although we could use this on the other field over there, the one we were just on, field 11. That would actually probably work fairly well, because the seeding thing we'd still run into probably, but it could work for fertilizing and cultivating, I guess. Alright, excellent. Sweet. Everything is moving nicely. Well, as I go to this track. Oh, there's... See? It's not so bad. It does take a while to harvest a field, though, when you're going this slow. But it's not because they're going slow, per se. It's more because the amount of material they're getting. Because they're getting quite a lot of material. Like, this is what these things look like when they're full, to give you an idea. They do look pretty nice, actually, once they're full. But they look really funny when they're really low. They look like, I don't know, it looks like plasticky. That's what I thought it looked like, at least, so. Oops. That's my coaster sticking to my cup. Excellent, sweet. This is where I almost need another combine, and it looks like we should probably sell some stuff because we are running low. We're gonna run low on cash really quickly. Freight yard. No. We have lots of corn, but we don't. That's the inn. Yeah, let's grab one of these trucks. Which one is attached to? This guy can just chill out here for the time being. No, we want the other Peterbilt. Apparently we have all Peterbilts, now that I think about it. Peterbilt 379, 379, and that one's at 209 if I remember right. So we're going to go ahead and sell a... Oh, look at that. Go ahead and sell a load of canola here. Just for a little bit of influx of cash, because when our tractors need to be fueled, they are definitely going to run. And they're definitely going to need money to do that, and I don't want to go into the negative. Did we pay off our loan already? I think we did. Yeah, I thought so. don't really need to borrow any more money. If we did, I would be really surprised. Where is our canola? It's the first one, I believe. Yes, it is the first one. Good. You'd think I would know this by now, but apparently not. Alright. Excellent. I just realized I said accident quite a few times already. There actually was a comment a long time ago, and someone was like, Ian, you should stop saying excellent. Because you've said it like 20,000 times. And I'm like, I know, but it was excellent. What was I supposed to do? So, anyhow. Oh, man. One of the interesting things, I was looking on Twitter the other day, and one of the interesting things I noticed was the fact that I think it's in the wheat crop in Ontario. They're having some people are experiencing problems with it, what they're called armyworms, I think they're called. And it's not a big problem yet, but as far as I know, it only becomes a problem at a certain level. So it's like the way I understood it is like they had to analyze how many of these armyworms there were per plant, I think it was, or per area, and then based on that they were suggesting whether to spray or not. So apparently it's not that bad yet for most people, but they were saying that if it were at a certain point, then you should spray, but not before, because you don't want to overspray things, right? Chemical herbicide and insecticides are really expensive, so not something that you want to use if you don't need to. All right, sell barley at the mill. Where are we here? Sell canola at the inn. Whoops. Don't need it twice, only once. Yeah, so that's what he was saying. I think it was Peter Johnson who was talking about it, and people were asking like, well, what do you do if you have, really? Come on. What do you do if you have armyworms? And he was saying that if you have a certain amount, should you spray it, and not before that, because you're wasting your money basically. Which is true, right? You don't want to spend money that you don't have or don't need to. Like anything, basically. If you don't need to spend the money, why would you? See, this is why we use Courseplay, so we can check out the way it looks. At least that's one of the reasons why I do. The inside of this cap's not. It's not too bad actually. It's blue, that's for sure. Steelware looks pretty good. But I just like the way it looks from the outside, more so than the inside. I don't know. Most of Duke's trucks were heavy on the chrome side, but he did a pretty good job. Although I remember talking to Caravera a while back, and he was saying that they are slightly undersized. So if you compare these ones to other trucks, they were a little bit smaller, which is, you know, makes sense. They were a bit smaller in that regard, so. Yeah, that's strange. These guys with hard workers have no problems doing that turn, but Courseplay would come right out into here in the field for whatever reason. So what was happening is I would actually set Courseplay up so we do a headland first, well, yeah, you have to do it first basically, just so you wouldn't run into a problem where what was actually happening was it wasn't the combine itself getting stuck, it was actually the header getting stuck on the road, which is really strange. Oops. Which is really strange. So I don't know. It was kind of weird, but I don't know why they get stuck on the road, but they definitely do. For whatever reason. Fine. I'll turn you around myself. Because you wanted to run into my combine. Excellent, sweet. But yeah, look how fast it's going up. That's just crazy. That's ridiculous. Anyhow, that's it for today, folks. Let's just check quickly on the case to see how he's doing. Good, he's still rocking this field. He's, you know, working at a slow pace. I don't want to work too fast. This is a pretty big setup, so in all honesty, you probably wouldn't be rocketing down the field anyways with this, but at least as far as I know. Let's hop back to this guy here. just so he doesn't go take another load. We only need the one load. We don't want to waste the canola. This is the Lost Horseshoe Inn, apparently. Sweet. I wonder if there's any horseshoes around here. I don't think the guy who made the map put horseshoes in it, but it's possible. Get this guy to stop the last point, which will probably mean he gets in traffic. And you have run straight into the combine. That's the one thing. I don't know why they don't peel off to the away from the combine. Sometimes they'll fill up and they'll go straight into the combine. Maybe with a new course play, which I know Iain suggested that I should take a look at. It's the developer version, but it's the last one they're releasing this time around. So maybe I will pick that up today and try that out. Alright, folks. That's it for today. Let's leave the door wide open. That's it for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. It's been Farming Simulator 2013. Coming at you from the All-American Farm. Catch you guys later.